Hey everybody, look who we have in the studio. It's the very talented and beautiful Miss Marci Miller to dish all about her time on Days. Coming up next.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I don't know.
Hello everybody and welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On with our very special guest, Miss Marci Miller. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I'm joined by my usual gaggle of gals. We have to my far left,
Michael Mattis.
and of
Michael
course...
Mattis.
Hi everyone, Tami Goveia.
Yay! Okay, so this has been a long time in the making.
Mm-hmm.
We have wanted to sit down and kiki and talk about everything that is Days with you. Like, we can't stop talking about the incredible work that you have given this show during your time there, and we want to know everything.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Thank you guys for watching live. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram and _Dishin Days on Twitter. The @ is implied. And also, right after this show, you can get a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives with very special guest, Mr. Brian Datillo. So make sure you tune in right after that. It's a separate link. Look throughout our social media so that way you can get the right link. All right. Without further ado, let's dish.
Let us.
First of all, let's go back, because I can't remember if you've been here before. You recapped the show with us before, but I can't remember if we talked about this. And I always like to talk about how it all happened, like your audition, your intro into the show, how you felt. Take us back to the very beginning of like getting the audition for the show and how you felt, and was there pressure going into like the soap realm? Like, take us back.
Yeah. I was out of town and I was working on another film, and my manager called me because he saw this audition for this character, Abigail. And my mother had watched the show intermittently as a child, but I wasn't familiar with the Abigail character. But I was definitely familiar with the show, knew exactly what it was, like total Marlena fanatic, like, all of that. And I was really nervous to say yes to go in and do it. And I couldn't be there in person at first, so they just had me I did in my hotel room like a little self-tape and sent it off and just like crossed my fingers. And they got back to me and invited me to come back and just go to the test because they knew I was out of town and I was working. And so I came back and I met with Marnie, the casting director, briefly, and she gave me some notes. And then I showed up at the test, and Billy was there, and all these people are there, and it's just like so wildly surreal. I was a nervous wreck. I had zero expectations. I just like really at the end of the day felt like I wanted to go in there and I wanted to do a good job, and I wanted to leave feeling like Marnie thought I had done a good job, and like she wasn't disappointed that she had called me in, and then I really wanted this guy like Billy Flynn, to whoever Billy Flynn was at the time, to think I was cool and not awful either. But then I ended up getting it, and it was just like like what? So crazy. Like absolutely. I mean, you think about these moments, you always know in this business your whole life can change like on a dime, in a day, in a phone call, and in anything. And so still every time I see Marnie Saida, the casting director, in the hallway, I always say, you changed my life. You know that.
That's her job. She changes people's lives.
She does, and she's so intuitive and she's so good at her job, and I can't say enough. I can't be more grateful to her and all of it. But yeah, and then I fell into that whole crazy world, which was wild.
What's wild now is that back then you took over for Kate Mansi, and now Kate Mansi has taken over for you. I think that's like the trippiest thing, because and we had talked about this before. Like when Kate left, she like jumped out of a window and was like, bye y'all. and then like a few months later, like you came back and like really had to, you know, show the I can't think of the word for it, but like the growth of Abigail, because the transition. Because when Abigail left us originally, she was kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? And then now she's supposed to come back as someone like completely different. Two things: how did you handle like knowing the backstory of Abigail and then having to come in and portray this character, but also taking over the role from someone else? You know, was there any worry into the soap world, what the fans would think about your portrayal of Abigail?
Yeah. How did I handle it initially knowing the story? I didn't want to watch a ton of the work that had already taken place just because, I mean, this is like me kind of answering both questions together. I knew that whatever Kate had done, I knew it was incredible, and I knew that it was a little bit unrealistic for me to feel like I was going to come in there and like portray someone else's portrayal of somebody, I intentionally didn't watch a ton of stuff, but I did want to watch enough so that I could understand the relationships, the relationships that she had with Chad specifically. Like, I needed to know a lot of things, and I knew that she was coming from this like really dark history that was peppered with all kinds of things, and so there was a lot of information I needed to know. I did a lot of like literal researching, like Wikipedia style, so that I didn't have to like watch someone else like actually do all these things, but I needed to download the information. And then communicating with Billy was really helpful. I mean, Marnie and when I showed up, everybody was really genuinely kind and encouraging. They knew what they were handing me. They knew, like, as I was coming in, they were like,
"Here's a
okay,
full platter.
Here you go. Like, we're rooting for you."
Like, good luck, girl.
Exactly.
The set's that way.
And I went that way.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that.
You're just like,
okay. Yeah, exactly. But it was a hard transition for me internally, but like they helped me so much.
Did they like kind of ease you into it? Because what we hear from everybody is that you have one chance and on to the next. Yeah. Like, were they a little bit, when you first started, were they a little more sensitive to you and they're like, okay, you can do it again? Or were they like, nope, good, next, nope, good, next?
I think a little bit of both. Like, initially when I came in for the first like handful of episodes, I had nothing to say. I was just walking around with a black hat and a jacket, and I just like stick like my leg out, like stick one arm out around. It's like, this I can handle, okay. And then like all of a sudden the next week I had this like handful of scripts. I was like, we're getting serious, like really quick here. Now I gotta say some stuff. But they were really sweet, and there were a couple of times where they like needed to slow down for me, where I had Missy who's like taking me aside and encouraging me, because I've never been in that world, so you don't know what to expect, and at the same time there is this pressure of wanting to do a good job, and like you want the fans to be happy, you want your coworkers to be happy, you want the network to be happy. It's like I just couldn't even think about all of that. And
you posted an Instagram similar to something you just said, and it was like this pile of like 10 scripts with your name on them, and you were like,
goodness.
The quote I found really intriguing. Like, it's like the struggle to create art and be efficient, or it was something along those lines. I just thought it was like a great expression of how doing a soap opera is.
Yeah.
It's so quick.
It's unlike anything I've ever done, and when I try to describe the soap world, I just feel like is full of some of the most talented people in the world, and as good as they are on screen, as like happy as the whole world is with their performances, like they're even better. Like, I know that sounds crazy, because like what they churn out in a day is like, it's the hardest conditions I've ever seen or experienced in this industry, and I just have been so humbled observing the people around me, just like the resilience with which that every person just shows up every day, and you go out there and it's like, all right, I'm gonna get one shot at this, and it might be great and it might not, but I'm still coming back tomorrow. Right. And that was like always just really impressive to me.
And we've always said that if you can do a soap opera, you can do anything.
Oh my goodness.
Because like you said,
true.
it's there's nothing else like it in regards to you gotta put in the work, you gotta do it right.
Yes.
Because you don't have 60 days to do one take,
totally.
or one spot.
Right.
So, what was it about you? Because you come from you've got a lot of hardcore training, in your pocket. You got a lot of tools in your toolbox.
Some little things.
Some little things. What, besides the support that you had on set, which is always so great to hear.
Of course.
It's such a lovely family. Yeah. What really helped you like dig in?
There were a lot of things. I mean, definitely the training helps. I mean, any class or anything. I went to school before this, and it just gets you used to the idea of like, okay, I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I might fall flat on my face, and I might be okay, but either way, I have to figure out like how to be okay with that, and because it's going to national television, and I'm gonna have to move on. So the school helped a lot. Also, just throughout the whole process, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about how I work, the things that I needed specifically to hone in on and feel like I could do a good job. I learned a lot about my own just personal work ethic, and like how to show up for myself and how to ask for help when I needed it. It was also a big thing for me, I think.
Do you have any tricks on, because I know it's a lot of dialogue. Do you have any tricks to memorizing, the plethora of, especially in a very specific storyline that we'll get to soon? But how do you memorize all of that? Do you have a certain tactic or something that you use, or do you just have superpowers?
I don't even have superpowers. Like, the unfortunate reality is like it's literally me just like grinding it out every day. I mean, at the end of every day, especially during that specific storyline that we'll get to, I would walk out of the studio with the sides at the end of the day, and I'd chuck them in the recycling bin, and I'd go to my dressing room, and before I even left my dressing room, I had tomorrow's sides in my hand. Like, there was just, I don't have a trick, and I'm not naturally like inclined in that way, so unfortunately it was just work.
But I understand bathroom floors were like a very important part of
integral. I was like, literally, like I'm gonna have to like get a blow up mattress in here because I don't know. It was very much
so you find that space that works for you.
Yeah,
and you can concentrate in, and then just
I don't know what it was about that. There's like no windows, no anything. I can shut the door. It's this tiny box. It like drives me crazy. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, I feel like we should dive into that specific storyline because we've been dying to know so much about it. But before we do, we feel like we should reintroduce you to all of those characters. So of course,
please do.
Being the wonderful people that we are, we would like to reintroduce you to Gabby, played by me.
Oh, pleased to meet your acquaintance.
In the Mom Bob. And then we also
the transformation. Bring it down, girl. Bring it down.
Oh, wait, hold on.
She's coming back to me. It's coming back.
Oh wait, is it kind of
got a little bit of bang going on?
Yeah. And then we also have Then we also have Abigail.
This is Abigail. Before the moment before it all changed.
That is it.
Yeah.
And then of course, Dr. Laura.
Dr. Laura. I don't have enough hair to put my hair up. But,
I love it.
The glasses will have to do.
I love it.
This storyline for us, it was so entertaining and so it literally left us at the edge of our seat.
No.
But I feel like we should
take a look at when and how it all started.
Oh, God, ouch, you're hurting me.
Abigail, I'm sorry. Abigail, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow you to destroy my life and bring it to a step.
Andre. Andre, please, I'm so sorry. I was just so terrified you were going to hurt me. I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Oh my God.
So good.
The goosebumps are still there, I swear to God. Oh my gosh.
It was, oh my gosh, like, and then it just started this whole thing of the DID storyline, and you having, we're used to on daytime, at least for me, a character playing one other character. You had to play 3 and sometimes 2 as one. You know, like it was, and there were moments where, like, you know, I would sit there and go, bravo,
Yes.
man, like you are just like
I just sat there.
Yeah.
Well, the times where it was, you weren't sure, like, okay, so Dr. Laura is it like Dr. Laura, or is this really Abigail, or is she just, you know, you couldn't tell. You were doing such a good job. But there was like a little bit of nuance where you would let us know, and it was very subtle, but it was very noticeable. And I feel like that's like a skill of acting that is something amazing that I would never probably be able to master.
No.
But yeah, it was great.
Well, thank you.
Did you have any idea the magnitude?
No, not at all. I think they knew. They were like, okay, if we let her know the whole thing at the top, like, she's out. Like, she might be gone. No, but they just gave me the tiny, tiny little bits at a time. Like, literally somebody came up to me and said, start paying attention to Gabby Hernandez, Camila. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll start paying attention to her, like, watching her while she's doing her scenes. And then they're like, oh, now you're going to have this. Oh, now they're going to talk together. Oh, now you're going to be this
so
one.
they kind of layered you into it.
Yeah, I had no idea to what degree it was going to all unfold, but yeah, which I'm grateful that that's the way they did it, because I think I would have felt overwhelmed. And it's funny, like, as you can always do tomorrow. Like, tomorrow is always manageable, but if you're looking 2 months down the line, it's like, oh my goodness, I have to stick with this for 2 months. I can't do this, but tomorrow is always doable. So,
what prepreration did you do to really this happens
I know,
all
it's impossible.
the time. I'm so sorry. To really define each character, you know, because when you transition into each character, it was so flawless, and we knew exactly who you were before you even said who you were. So what did you have to do to kind of go, okay, so with this character, it needs to feel like this and look like this, you know, because for some reason I feel like there was like a notebook, and there was like a Dr. Laura notebook, a Gabby notebook, and you kind of wrote notes for it, and then you went back. Like, what was your thing that you did?
Yeah, there was some some version of that, not like a literal notebook, but like an internal literal notebook. Yeah, I just took a few days with each character and like really tried to make their physicality specific, like a little bit, and I would just gradually, like, it really started with the body and the movements and the way that they carried themselves and the gestures that they made. I felt like, because, you know, again, we're moving so fast, it's like I need to make this like layered enough that it's interesting, but I can't like get too crazy, because like sustaining it over the course of shooting 60 pages a day is maybe unrealistic. So there's like a fine line between how detailed you can get with that sort of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of like walking around my house. It's I always think, like, if anybody saw the things that go on like in your dressing room, I'm like, thank God that sucker's got a door on it that shuts, because like there are so, I mean, you're just like, I mean, it was real. The physicality was really, really helpful, and it's a lot of walking around and like your own internal monologues and like talking to the air about complete nonsense that's not on the page. I mean, people probably think I'm crazy, but yeah, it helps a lot.
There were times where I felt like, as Gabby, you were doing so great at picking up some of Camila's like things that she would do as Gabby, like the kind of talking fast and like maybe sometimes how she would talk
and
with her
hands.
And I was like, what, like, she's really like embodying the character like little by little and incorporating a lot of things. I don't know, the whole storyline, I was just in awe of your work and
thank you.
We were saying you're like this generation's Eileen Davidson.
Oh my
that means
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, that means a ton to me. Are you kidding?
Yes.
Wow. No. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, at first it was funny because you're being asked to imitate like a fellow coworker like that, and I didn't know how I felt about it, and I didn't ever want anything that I was doing to be like Marci's commentary on Camila,
mocking or anything like that.
No, not at all. And like, the truth is, like, she is from Miami, and she does like bring this like really cool, unique like thing to the Gabby. My goodness, and it's like, I wanted to try to use that, but like not be disrespectful, and like it's a really fine line again with all that. So I just like stopped her in the hall one day and said, hey, like these are some of the things I'm thinking, and I want you to know it's coming from this place, and it's like not my commentary on you. And she was like so warm and wonderful, and just said, go for it, do whatever you want. Like I'm honored that it's you. Like play as much of me as you want. I'm here for you if you have any questions. And she, and when I first started, she like taught me how to twerk. And so she's like, so if you need any lessons, you just come to my room. Let me know. I know, she's amazing. Well, so I was really grateful.
Speaking of the twerking, it just took me back to that Bollywood, or was it, no, not Bollywood.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. The Bali scene.
Yeah.
The belly dancing.
The belly dancing.
Belly
That's
dancing.
what it is. Like that scene, like I still remember how it started. It was like, okay, girl, okay, you ready? And go. And, and I was like, y'all are like getting it.
Oh my word.
That was such a fun scene.
That was fun. That was like 2 months into my being there. And I remember like texting my mom like, well, ... I'm about to belly dance on national television, so that's
Here we
cool.
go.
Here we go. Gear up. But yeah.
What was the reaction from other cast members during your DID storyline? Because I mean, I can only imagine being involved in it and like seeing you transition from character to character. What everyone else must have thought, or you know, can imagine people bring you aside and just going like, damn. Good. You know, what was their reaction?
They, you know, at first, like I was so stressed out by the whole thing and like the pressure of wanting to do a good job. And I'm probably repeating myself to you because I think you probably heard me tell this story, but like I was had a day where I was doing multiple characters and I was so stressed out, and I just like at the end of the scenes I just stopped and I like stood there for a second, like kind of started to cry, like off to the side, and Tyler Christopher came up to me and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, I just want it to be good. Like I just want it to be good so bad. I'm like getting teary-eyed about it right now. He took me aside, he took me out in the hall, and he's like, we need a minute, and like took me out in the hall and was like, you can do this. Like they wouldn't have given it to you if they didn't know that you could do it. Like whatever you need, I will come in at any hour of the day. I don't care if we're here at 4:00 in the morning. I will be here. We're all here for you. Everybody sees you. And I don't know if like after that, like I had so many people that were just, I mean, because there's so many of them that have been there that know like what goes into playing these multiple characters like that. And we're these creative, like sensitive people, you know, we care so much about what we do, and we really want it to be good for so many reasons. And so many people then like started coming up to me and just like, I think they just collectively as a group, especially the veterans, like wanted to make sure that I knew that they knew what I was putting into it. They're like, we see you, and so they were so supportive. Deidre Hall was amazing. Missy Reeves was amazing. I mean, I couldn't have felt better in my unraveling, if that makes sense.
Supported in the insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
What was if you had to choose one character that you absolutely loved transitioning into, who would that be and why?
It would have to be the Gabby character. Like it would have to be. Yeah,
just for the wardrobe.
Totally, yeah. For the wardrobe, not for the wardrobe. I was like, I need to be pregnant next. I need to stress eat right now.
Yeah.
The Gabby character for sure, because she's just like got this very specific thing, that this spunk, this like charisma. She like asks for. She's unapologetic about who she is and her attitude and everything, and I'm naturally drawn to Camila, and like she's amazing, and like for me to get to walk around and pretend like I'm in that skin for a time was really fun. And I don't get cast that way a lot. I mean, I'm like I'm the nice girl next door the majority of the time.
You can add that to your reel.
Nice girl next door?
No, the Gabby. I'm on the show. I always talk about like things that I can add to my reel.
Oh, nice. I can add that to my reel. Yep. So that one.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most beautiful moments and haunting was you behind the piano singing to Stefan. Was that an idea? Was that just part of the script and here's what you're going to do? Or did you have input with that?
I did have some input with it. One of the producers approached me and asked if, he's like, can you, I heard that you sing, you play the piano, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I do. And so then they connected me with, there's a gentleman named Brent who like writes a lot of the music and oversees the writing a lot of the music, and so they put me in touch with him, and he had the song, and he like sent me like his kind of like version of this recording, and I went into a studio and sang like my version of it a little bit. Like I kind of took some liberties as to what it was going to sound like, and like made it fit my voice and what I felt like I wanted it to be like really haunting and really beautiful, but like have like this kind of melancholy, sad thing at the same time.
I hear it in my head right now.
I do too.
I do
Me
too.
too.
Yeah. You hear it in your head. Oh my gosh.
And it was like that was always the clue when something was about to go down.
Exactly.
The piano started,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so they did let me have some input with it a little bit. Yeah, and then I got the script, and they were like, "Let us know if is this cool? Does this feel good?" And let us know if
Because
you have other ideas.
I know social media blew up because nobody realized how talented
Right,
you
yeah.
are in that area.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, it's a special moment.
Oh, thanks. It was really sweet because I've always been a singer, but I'm a little bit shy. But I don't really have the desire to like be on a stage and sing and do it. And my husband has always prompted me. He's like, "You should post some stuff on Instagram." Blah 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 blah. And I always wonder how some of the writers and the team get all of their ideas and how much attention they're paying to what we're doing, because I didn't like go in there waving a flag or like say, "Hey, I can do this other thing, like we should incorporate it." So I really think somebody maybe saw me post something on Instagram and just like were clued into that and incorporated it. I don't know, but I'm glad they did. It was really sweet for me.
It was always great moments, and I always felt like that's how Stefan or Tyler Christopher stayed connected to the Gabby character. Like whenever you heard that song or heard a piano or something, like that was his connection to Gabby. Yeah. So, and now the song is just you should release that as a single on iTunes.
Release it as a single?
You know how many babies could be made from that?
Oh!
Somebody will be like,
okay.
And then name it Gabby.
Okay.
And then there's a whole storyline.
Okay.
Listen, this wig is making me really creative, y'all. It is. We are going to take your questions as well. You guys can feel free to give us a call, and we'll have that number for you right now. It's 424-354 8302. Thanks, Steve. It's 424-354-8302. 424-354-8302. Call in. Have your comments or questions for Marci.
There's a question in the chat room.
There is a question in the chat room.
From Sal Corrente is asking Marci, how much easier or more difficult was it to play Dr. Laura than Gabby?
Let me think.
I was so happy to see Dr. Laura creep in.
Were you good?
I love it. Take charge and did not give two F's about anything. I think she was my favorite.
Did you like her? Yeah, she spoke some truth. She was cool. Hi, Sal. How are you? Thanks for asking. I know exactly who you are. The Dr. Laura character, for some reason, there are things about each character that were more difficult than the other. The Dr. Laura character, because she was so... she was like to the point and to the heart of things, and she was very methodical in the way she did things. The literal like verbiage and the words coming out of my mouth had to be really specific, and that was kind of the hardest part of getting a grasp on her, because her physicality was a little bit easier. Like she was just like very straight and strained and stern and all those things. So the physicality came very easily, very more naturally. And then the opposite probably for the Gabby character, like I'm not used to like walking and being like very sensual in the way that I physically express myself. So I had to get used to that. It was like when we're shooting, it's like, I've got these cute little dresses on and like walking out in these heels. I don't know how Camila does it all the time. Like I really don't. And so we're like coming out, and I've always got like a robe like up to here, like before we're walking, like everywhere. And then like we come out, and like this person, Cleo, this sweet woman, comes and takes the robe off, and then I was like, got to pretend like I'm all confident in this getup and do the scene. And then the second the scene over, I'm like, Cleo, God, where are you? Where are you at? And so she would bring me this robe. But yeah, so the physicality was easier for Laura. The speaking was more difficult, and then vice versa for Gabby.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with the very lovely Marci Miller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Susie Morales-Smedley, and I'm calling you from Georgia.
Hi, Susie. Hi.
First of all, Susie has been MIA. I'm going to point that out. You have been a little MIA
well, she's not
for
today.
my liking, but you showed up today. Thank you.
The wig comes with sass, too.
What happened?
I said that on Sundays is usually when I cook for the week, so I'm sorry. But I'm here today.
Just got to do that meal prep.
Okay, you are here today. Thank you, Susie. Susie has been like one of our long-time supporters of the show.
I know, sweet Susie. Yes. I know you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I just wanted to echo what everyone in the chat room has been saying. You are so missed and you are so loved. And I wanted to tell you that I miss you terribly on the show. But I know that there are bigger and greater things coming your way. And so I just wanted to say hello and thank you for such a wonderful interpretation of Abigail. You really, really made me like the character. I didn't like the character before. And you came in and you actually just made me just fall in love with her. So thank you for that. I know that a lot of people in the chat room feel the same way. And I just wanted to, for those that cannot call in, just wanted to tell you that.
Well, thank you so much. I can't tell you what that means. You know, it's always really sweet because we forget. We go and we work and we're in this big space that has no windows and we're there at 6:30 in the morning. So it's like always really dear to us to hear that and be reminded that people are actually we're witnessing what we do every day. So thank you, Susie. It's really sweet to hear your voice.
Well, I know one of the persons mentioned in the chat room about your piano scenes. And I knew that from before you would come into the show that you sing and you play instruments. And even though I did not like Stefan, whenever Gabby surfaced and you played the piano and you sang, it was just so mesmerizing. So thank you for that, showing that talent that is just so beautiful that you have. For those people that have not met Marci yet, you've got to find a way to meet her. Because you're about the most sweetest person in the world. You really are.
Well, thank you.
So thank you. And Tony, I'll try to come back around and watch you more, okay, honey?
Yes, I will be looking for you. So while you're cooking, you can have us on and say hi.
You got it.
In between. All right.
You got it. My family sends you my love, okay? My husband and my children send you their love, Marci.
Right back at them all. Give them a big hug for me, please.
Tell the whole family we said hi.
Oh, thank
Happy
you.
holidays to you.
Bye, Susie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
How does that feel as an actress to know that your work has made such an impact on people?
It can be really overwhelming in a lot of ways. It's what you hope for, you know, and you forget in the day-to-day grind of everything, and we just don't know. We don't get like a ton of feedback until we're out there, or we're like meeting fans, or we're here like getting to have like that kind of a conversation. It is overwhelming, and it makes me so grateful and reminds me like why I do what I do. I mean, the whole point of it is because I love people, and we want to connect and like tell stories and learn more about each other and have conversations and inspire all these things. And it's sometimes an often thankless job in a lot of ways, so it means a lot to us when people say things like that. So
who did you, throughout your whole time there, who did you connect with the most, that you had to work with the most? Because you worked with Tyler Christopher and Billy Flynn. If Mark only heard me stumble over Billy Flynn's name, oh my god! So Tyler Christopher, Billy Flynn.
I think I can hear him screaming from
yes. Collective scream.
Missy Reeves, Casey Moss, like all the people that Teo Pinglis, Camila Banos, out of all the people that were involved in your storyline, who did you really connect with the most?
All of them in varying ways, but like if I'm gonna say most, I mean it's hands down Billy. I mean he and I became very good friends. I was like so grateful for him from day one, and have said many times like he's Chad, like, and I'm Abigail. I mean, there's no way he's not a significant part of everything that I'm doing. Like whatever is going on in both of their lives, the other one is in the back of their mind, regardless of what it is. And he was so supportive of me from the very beginning, and just through working together so much. Like there was a lot of just talking and hanging out that we got to do, and just I think we both, I can confidently say I think we both just genuinely really appreciated the other one's presence, and it was really cool. I think creatively also our taste is a little bit similar, and so a lot of the ideas that he would have or I would have or whatever, we were always both kind of on the same page, and that was really gratifying and really just fun for us to have a partner there that kind of spoke the same language in a lot of ways, and it's really special to have like that kind of a connection with a person, because like there's a lot that we can do. I mean, we are working fast and we are trying to learn all of these things, but at the end of the day, I always knew like if I could just get up to the studio knowing my lines and like look at him, if we could just like take this moment and just like look at each other and be filled up with like all of the things that we've like been doing over the course of the past couple of years, the work would figure itself out. So I hope to work with him over and over again for the rest of my life.
Well, Annie Goen in the chat suggested that you and Billy do like a romantic comedy, like a Hallmark movie
Annie,
or something. So,
yes, yeah.
So I think people would be there for that.
Yeah.
Lisa Mims wants to know, is there anyone that you wish you could have had scenes with that you didn't get a chance to work with?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I never worked with Eric Martzoff, which was crazy to me. I never worked with Eric Martzoff. I didn't work with Ari Zucker. Like, we would kind of ham it up in the in the dressing room, and that never happened. I mean, I had Suzanne Rogers. I had scenes with her. I had a lot of, like, one scene with everybody, but there's so many. I mean, the list. I mean, anybody I didn't work with. John Aniston. I didn't work with John Aniston. Like, are you kidding me? There's a lot, but
I see. This is what happens when you're multitasking and you're like in the chat room reminding people to call in at 424-354-8302, and then also realizing that you also have to do an interview with the very lovely Marci Miller.
But also too, I want to talk about when you talk about the fans and you talk about your time there. The fans that you have from this show, you will have until you're 95 years old. You know, just because
these are very loyal.
They're very loyal, and they're generational. And that's got to be, as you were saying, you know, and actually at Day of Days, Susan and Bill Hayes had talked about it being a very insular experience working on the show, and you're not really cognizant of the fans and what they're thinking and what they're feeling. How does that feel?
I love it. I mean, I do.
You'll probably never experience it quite this way again.
I don't think so. I know. I do realize.
And they
like,
love you forever.
Forever.
I can't. I mean, and I can't like express the gratitude that you have for something like that, and like how wonderful it is. Like, I know exactly who Susie and Sal are. Like, I've had like the joy of like knowing them and getting to talk to them, and the fact that I know that they're going to be, like, when I'm 95, like, Susie, I'm going to get a phone call or a Christmas card from Susie, which I got.
That's so cool.
And that's, it's really a special thing. They become part of your people, part of the whole experience, and it means a lot.
Well, speaking of fans, we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with Marci Miller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Caitlin, calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, hey, Caitlin from Vegas.
Caitlin.
How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Doing great. Well, you're on live with Marci. She's here. Do you have a question or comment for her?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm, like, really sick right now, so I'm trying to, talk a little bit.
You sound fine.
No, I just wanted to say I love you, Marci, and I miss you on the show. But I know that you are going to do amazing things in your future. And just thank you for being Abigail.
Oh, thank you. It was an absolute pleasure.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Well, thank you for that comment, and make sure you feel better. Take all your medicines and drink lots of fluids, and chicken noodle soup still helps no matter how old you are.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's like I've been living off that for like 4 days.
Well,
now I'm like, okay, I could go for something different, but gotta get better before Christmas.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Of course. You guys have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas.
Likewise, Merry
too.
Christmas,
Happy
Caitlin. I'll see you.
Caitlin.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Bye. We have another caller. We'll take it. Hello, caller.
Oh my God!
Oh, hey.
Oh my God! I cannot believe this is actually happening.
Yes.
This is Chris. This is Christy Melchior. I live in Newark, Delaware. Huge Marci Miller fan. I mean, Marci, you were absolutely unreal on Days of Our Lives as Abigail. You are the one who got me to actually watch Days of Our Lives and stay with Days of Our Lives, and I'm still watching now thanks to you.
That's amazing. Wow.
That's incredible. Yeah. Thank you. Wow, that is
it's powerful.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's hard for me to even process. It's really, really, really special. Thank you.
And I want to also say this to you, Marci. On the anniversary of my mom's death, this past year, you posted the sweetest message to me in response to your letter, and I will never forget it. And I just want to thank you so much. And I also want to ask, because we have, so many ideas of, what you can do, because you are, incredibly talented. What do you have coming up next? I mean, is there anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, definitely. I took a couple months off after I got done, and I immediately, I'm done for a minute.
Well, you need to do that,
Yeah. And then I kind of jumped into a new series. So from July to October, I was working on a new 10-episode series that they're hopefully will sell, and you'll hopefully see someday. So I went in and saw the pilot last week, and it looks amazing. So fingers crossed, all your good juju you could possibly spit out. And I shoot a film in January, so I've just taken December to work on that. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So we got a lot to look forward to in 2019, it looks like.
Until January anyway, so who knows past that, but yes.
Well, hey, you guys have to repost and retweet everything so that people can see that Marci is in high demand. You will watch whatever she's in.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. You know what? I will do that. I will personally do that on my page because I love Marci, and she is just amazing. And thank you, Marci, for taking the time to speak with us today and to do this interview, because we miss you so bad. You are amazing.
Oh, thank you. I miss you all too. It's really nice to stay in touch with you on social media and stuff, and hear your voices today is really, really great. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so
Alrighty,
much for calling in.
I'm going to let you go, but I will tell you that I'm Perry Judo forever on Twitter.
Okay. That
you
means
know
something.
Who I am now.
Yes, I do. Awesome. Really, thank you for everything for the last 2 years. That's amazing.
And I just want to say this: we love you, and thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thank you. I love you right back.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Alrighty, have a great one.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye. I think, we have another caller. Awesome. All right, we'll take another one. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with Marci Miller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Well, after a long time away, it's Mike Riley.
Oh, Mr. Mike Riley. What's your comment or question, sir?
Well, I have to say hello and congratulations to Miss Miller. Having you on the show was a complete blessing. I know being a recast is really difficult, but both you and Billy, I loved from episode 1. You brought complexity. Hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, you're there. Okay, sorry. I was getting
we thought you were doing a dramatic pause. I was like, oh, okay. Insert tears here.
No. It's just you brought a level of maturity and complexity to the role that no fan can deny, and we're gonna miss you. And just I hope the trajectory of your career is a long and fruitful one, because you are a gem, a prized talent, and a sweet and gracious person.
Oh, thank you.
Mike Riley, you're so nice, no matter what Mark says about you.
I know. But I do have one very, very, very important question, though.
Okay.
If you would indulge me.
I will.
Okay, say we're living in an alternate reality where Billy Flynn is gay. Would he choose me or Marci? Please bear in mind that I'm the one on the phone right now, and Marci is nowhere to be found.
Well, I'm getting a very good first impression from you. So.
Oh, thank you.
The force is strong.
I'm glad I recorded
it. You can retweet this to Mark J. Freeman later. And
it's going to be in Times Square on a billboard. Come on. But anyway, thank you so much for indulging me. And truly, I can't wait to see you in whatever upcoming roles you may have. And best of luck to you. You are stellar.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Thanks,
you.
Mike Riley.
Oh, you're very welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye, Mike Riley.
Bye.
I do just want to give a shout out to Sarah Yu. She says, I can't call in because I'm too shy to talk on the phone.
Yes.
I just want to say I love you, Marci. I miss you so much, and I'm looking forward to your new series.
Oh, Sarah, I love you too. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. We'll take it. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On. Make sure you put mute on your computer so we can hear you. But what's your name and where you calling from? Hello? Oh, I might have made her nervous. All right, we'll take the next caller. All right. Hello. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with Marci Miller. You're on live. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is April Lehman, and I'm from Texas.
Hi, April. How are you?
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's nice to hear your voice.
Nice to hear your voice. I just wanted to call and just kind of express what everybody else has expressed and just tell you I love you so much. And I'm so excited, and I just am just excited about your projects that you've got lined up, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, thank you. I'm ready too. You know you're dear to me. I hope you know you're dear to me.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Okay.
And tell your mom. Tell your mom I said hi too.
I will. She loves you.
It's
she
mutual.
Misses you.
It's all
just
mutual.
Not the same, but she loves you.
Well, thank you, April, for calling in. And tell your mom we said hi too.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a good week.
You too.
All right, you too. All right,
Bye,
we have
April.
time for maybe one or two more calls. All right, hello. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello. They got nervous. So really quick before another call comes in, was there anything, because there was a transition with you leaving and with Kate coming in.
Yes.
Was there any interaction or lunch or coffee that you and Kate had?
Yeah.
Before she came back into the role, because there was a lot you had to
Of course.
be like, girl, let me tell you what's going on.
Sorry. Now it was me handing it over, and I was like, good luck. I'm sorry. No, we definitely reached out to each other. We both wanted to, because I think we just both genuinely really respect each other and wanted the other one to know that. And it's like such a cool opportunity that we have to just like publicly be supportive of each other as two women in this industry, like doing this thing. We've just been both been fortunate to play this like incredible character. And the day that I've said this before, but like the day that I decided that I wasn't going to come back, like I knew the person that I really wanted to come in and do it was Kate, because I just felt like she cared about it as much as I did. And so we had lunch a couple times and just really hit it off. It's weird because we're different. We're very different, but like I totally understood why we both got cast playing the same character. Like we do have a lot of similarities and similar interests and things. Like I remember one day I posted a picture of myself on Instagram in like a specific coat, and she texted me. She's like, "Girl, I got that same coat." Like I got her something like very similar to that. And excuse me. So there's like been, we've had like very cordial, like very supportive interaction. And like on my last day, she texted me. On her first day, I texted her, and like, so it's been a really sweet exchange.
And it's so hard to compare you both, but both of you are doing an amazing job, because I think as fans, we both felt for you when you took it over, like, oh my gosh, girl, good luck. And then when you left and Kate came back, we were like, oh my gosh, girl, good luck. But both of you have been doing such an amazing job. And this week when Kate and Camila, Gabby and Gabby interacted, and she was like, surprise, bitch.
Oh,
and I was like, okay, Kate, we in it, girl. We are in it.
And I'm invested. Yeah, totally. Well, I am not the least bit surprised. Like she's gonna just run that thing into the ground and she's gonna kill it. So
All right, we got time for one more caller before we have to head out. Hello, caller. Welcome. You are on live on AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with Marci Miller. What's your name and where are you calling from? Caller? You're on the air. Hello? Oh. All right, perfect. Ooh, who's the lucky person going to be? This is going to be the last one that we can take. Here we go. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On with Marci Miller. You're on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Tony. This is Sarah from Springfield, Virginia.
Hey, Sarah. Is this Sarah you?
Yes.
Oh, you called
in!
Yay! What, do you have a question or comment for Marci?
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Oh, we're
hi.
here for you.
It's because I love Marci Miller so much, and I love all her amazing things, and she's just phenomenal as Abigail, and I always keep fighting her.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm so glad that you called in. We were watching you in the chat room, and I know that you're super nervous, but I'm so glad that you picked up that phone and you're able to talk to Marci, because she is an amazing, brilliant, talented woman. So we're so happy that you have the chance to talk to her.
Thank you so much for calling.
I was so sad that you didn't get to work with Eric Marshall.
Oh, me too. You and me both, girl. I love that man. No, he's super talented and a wonderful person. So I was bummed as well.
Do you always feel bad finding those scenes with Camila Bannis? Because you guys are like, you guys fight each other.
I know.
Team Abby.
I know. It's so funny because we love each other so much. So we go at each other's throats, and then like the second it cuts, we're like practically falling into hugs with each other. So yeah, we have a good time with it. I love to work with her.
And we know that all Team Abby and Julie are rooting for her so she can win this.
Yes, definitely. She can win this, definitely.
And Abby's gonna get her. But I love Camila Bannis too.
Me too. Yeah, she's amazing.
And she's killing it right now.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, she is.
Oh my gosh. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for calling in. We have to sort of wrap up soon, but we're so happy that you were able to get through and talk to Marci.
Yeah, me too.
I'm literally freaking out. Thank you so much.
I love that you called. I absolutely adore that you called him. It's really special.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye, honey.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
So sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet.
How
all right.
awesome.
So before we have to go, one more question.
Yes.
From your first initial start when you were walking around in the black hat and being creepy with just the leg in the hands. to the very
leg was an exaggeration. My bad.
To the very last scene where you got to really give it to Gabby. What have you learned about yourself as an actor, and how have you grown in that time? Actress, sorry.
No, actor is good too. Actress is very appropriate. It's really interesting because you spend your whole life as an actor kind of like trying to be what you think other people want you to be. It's like I've always felt like, I needed to be this like 5'10" like model woman, whatever. But over my time at Days, I was really fortunate to learn about how important what I could uniquely bring to the world, what that was and what that looked like, and that I did have things to say that were unique to me. There was a specific way that I could do things that would resonate with people. So just my own individual ability, I gained a lot of confidence and just started to understand like the real importance of every person on the earth. Like, we all have something like really unique and important to bring to the table, and maybe even me. That's how I felt when I left.
Well, listen, you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say it now, Marci Miller, for Daytime Emmy
nominated.
Stop that nonsense.
Win. I'm just going to put it out
and
there.
And then Primetime Emmy, and then Oscar.
Oh my goodness.
EGOT.
Oh my goodness.
Right
Sundance. We're going to just,
oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, that is our time. Marci, thank you so much for coming in.
It's so good to be here with you guys.
So sweet.
I love you. Thank you for letting me be here.
Of course.
Before we go, as always, Michael Mattis, let the folks know where they can find you on the social medias.
My vision is adjusting again. You can find me on Instagram, ML Mattis, and Twitter, ML Mattis1.
And you can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia and Insta and Facebook, Tami Goveia Official.
And Marci, where can they find and stalk you?
Yes. On Twitter, I'm just at Marci Miller. And on Insta, I'm at _Marci Miller_.
And you can find our show, Dishin Days, on Instagram and Facebook, Dishin Days, on Twitter, _Dishin Days. And you can find little old me at Lounging with Tony on all social media platforms. Marci, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And coming up next, we have a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives with Brian Dattilo. Don't miss it.
Woo.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.